There are currently 4 proactive care pilots taking place across Leeds. These are the Targeted Populations Group 1 to 3, Advanced Respiratory, Multiple Long-Term Conditions, and MyCare. This template, the Proactive Care Repository, has been developed to help support practices identify which template should be used, the name of each of the templates, and where you can access the guidance and information for that specific pilot. For Targeted Populations Groups 1 to 3, please use this template. Advanced Respiratory, Multiple Long-Term Conditions, and MyCare all have their own specific template. Please ensure that you are using the relevant template if your PCN is working with patients participating in that pilot. The page also highlights the pilot evaluation requirements. These are to discuss patient participation, record patient consent, record the relevant pilot code, record the proactive care DES codes, to complete the EQ5D5L, which should be done at onboarding and then again at 3 monthly intervals. Complete the EQ5D VAS. This is only required for the multiple long-term condition pilot, which should also be done at onboarding and then again at 3 monthly intervals. And to complete the evaluation question. For the purpose of this video, we're going to focus on the Targeted Populations Groups 1 to 3 pilot. The guidance and information for this pilot can be found on page 2 of the Proactive Care Repository template. This page has been split into sections. The first section highlights the criteria and patient population included for populations 1, 2, and 3. The next section of the template highlights the need for patient participation. A letter called Proactive Care Patient Participation Document has been developed. EMIS practices can search for this letter name when in the patient's record. This letter should be shared with patients prior to onboarding. The letter includes details of the scheme, what it entails, the reason for contact, and guidance and information on consent. The next section looks at consent. Proactive care schemes should be discussed with patients prior to onboarding. Awareness and consent to participate should be recorded by practices. Once discussed, please record the patient's awareness and consent status. There are 2 questions listed below. Has the patient been made aware of the proactive care scheme and the proactive care support team? Select from the 2 drop-down options. The second question is, does the patient consent to being part of the proactive care scheme? Again, please select from the drop-down options. There is also the option below to record the consent status. Once the patient has agreed to participate and consent has been recorded, please record the pilot code. This code will be used to track and identify patients included in the scheme and will be used as part of the evaluation. The next section highlights additional evaluation requirements. At the top you can see practices are asked to complete the EQ5D5L at onboarding and then again at 3 monthly intervals. There is a specific page for this within the template. Please click on to the EQ5D5L tab. Once you're in this page, please record consent again for the patient. There are 5 questions for the EQ5D5L, 1 for mobility, 1 for self-care, 1 for usual activities, 1 for pain discomfort, and then finally for anxiety and depression. Please ensure that a score and an answer is recorded for each of the questions. Once completed, go back to the Targeted Populations 1 to 3 page. There are 4 evaluation surveys here that are also required. Underneath each of the surveys is a note with the descriptive text on what it entails and includes. The next section looks at proactive care DES coding. The following codes, provisional proactive care and proactive care ended, are included in the DES contract. Practices should use these codes at the commencement, where proactive care is being provided jointly with partners, or at the end of proactive care. Practices participating in the Targeted Populations Groups 1 to 3 pilot should continue to use existing templates to complete assessments with patients. For example, Population 1, patients with either severe or moderate frailty, please use the Frailty and Care Home template, or your local equivalent template or Ardence template. To support practices for proactive care reviews, we have designed a patient review and evaluation page. This includes proactive care DES codes, personalised care and support plan codes, and text to record further information, MDT codes, and again, free text to record further information. Towards the bottom of the template, we've also included additional evaluation questions, such as, in the last week, has the patient had a conversation with one of the following professionals? Please select from the drop-down box. The second question is then, as a result of those discussions, how many of the following referrals, conversations happened in the last week? Please add detail in free text if needed. Select the code, and then there's the option to record free text. Towards the bottom of the page, again, are the evaluation surveys. During the review, if a patient has not completed an EQ 5D 5L within the last 3 months, please go back to the EQ 5D 5L and record the health questionnaire again. If your PCN is participating in a different proactive care pilot, please go to the relevant template. For this example, we've gone to the multiple long-term condition pilot only template. As you can see along the contents panel, there is a tab for proactive care. Once you click into this, it will highlight the proactive care requirements and also coding linked to the specific pilot below. Please ensure that you read the proactive care requirements as they may differ depending on the pilot. For example, the multiple long-term condition pilot also requires that the EQ5T VAS is also recorded at onboarding and then again at 3 monthly. The proactive care patient review and evaluation page has been embedded in all of the pilot templates. This includes all of the information that was previously shown in the targeted 1 to 3 pilot page. If you have any questions on the proactive care repository template or one of the pilot templates, please contact the data quality team.